Hi everybody, it's Shelly. The painting technique that we're going to focus on today is how to create misty trees in a painting. We're going to start out with the background, lighter colors, and then gradually increase the pigment as we get closer and closer towards the foreground. So if you are ready, let's get started. So I've worked for some time on this and kind of got it where I want, but now what I really need to do, let me move the camera down just a little bit, is just take a little Kleenex and just start drying some of this area down here because it was a little bit wet. I want to dry it because I'm going to start my second layer, and the last thing I want is for my second layer to bleed up into the top layer. So make sure that it's pretty dry down in this area right here, okay? Okay, I think we're ready to start the next area. Okay, it's fairly dry down here. So what I want to do is take some water, and I know that I'm just going to put an invisible water line right here. I know I'm not going above this watermark. So I'm just going to kind of get it primed in this area right here. And try to remember where you went. You can even look at the light and see where the light shines on it to see where you went with the water. I've loaded my brush with a lot of pigment, and I'm going darker this time. I'm going to start above, remember this is important, you have to start above the line that you drew. See where it starts to bleed right here? Just make sure you're starting above it, okay, with this color. And you're just kind of scumbling back and forth, you know. And I know I went above right here a little bit higher, so I'm going to keep going like this. Now before this dries, since I'm increasing pigment as I get closer towards the viewer, I can go in and add, I have a little bit of brown right in here. I can add just a little bit of brown just to get that color going there. A little bit darker pigment, okay? What I'm gonna do now is take my Kleenex, and I'm just going to kind of blot down here. Okay, just kind of make it look messy. You really don't want to pull it up. Don't mess up all these pretty colors here, but just kind of blot, and I'm going to start blending, mixing down in here and getting it ready for the next color. It's going to be fairly dry, so maybe let it dry for about 5 minutes or so. Blow on it. I got some fresh water, and I went ahead, I'm just kind of getting this primed and wet down here. Make sure you remember where your line is. See, my line's about somewhere in here. It's going to come down a little bit right here. But what I'm going to do here is come up a little bit above. I'll show you how to do that. So I have a very, very loaded, I'm going to show you, very loaded brownish red brush. Okay, so I'm coming in here. I'm going to do some overlapping here. Bit up there, and then I'm going to start coming down like this. Remember where you're going. Remember. Okay, so I want you to look at this section. See that section right there? There's just a little bit too much bleeding, okay? So I am just going to come in with a paper towel and just blot that and let that dry for about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. And then I'm gonna go back with this loaded brush with the same brownish red color that I had before. Okay, if you'll notice what I'm doing is I'm just going back in, okay? And I've kind of added more darks over here. So I'm going to add a little bit more water. Just kind of look at your paper, feel it. If it starts to dry up a little bit, that's when you just need to take care of it and add a little bit more water. So I'm going to go up in here, Okay, and I'm just gonna keep making this flow downward, and I'm mixing oranges, yellows, all kinds of different colors in there. So what I'm doing now is just giving it a little bit of texture so that I can get some realism going on. Plus, it kind of looks like foliage is kind of growing up in here. So I'm just gonna blot this and kind of take some out. Gives it a nice look. So there you go. I think I like it. You could definitely go in if you wanted to and add some more details in there and spruce it up. But I think this is just a great, simple example of ways to layer your trees in washes, and it always turns out beautiful. So thanks for watching.